How can young people discover a love of learning? There's no easy answer, but one program in West Arnhem Land is having early success in helping children who are struggling to get excited by mainstream education. Felicity James travelled to Jabiru, east of Darwin, to find out more.
Hello, we're walking through this.
It's magpie goose hunting season in West Arnhem Land. For these children, a Kakadu creek bed is the classroom.
We pluck and burn the feathers, and we take all the cuts, liver, lung, hearts, and giblets out. So we cook them separate, not together. Then when it's all done, we share with everybody.
Jasmine Nabob works with Children's Ground, an organisation driven by elders and the local Bininj community to improve the education, health and well-being of their young people.
It's a pretty hard work too when you're cooking the feather. It's really hot and you have to go through it.
Surrounded by Kakadu National Park, Children's Ground is based in the mining town of Jabiru. It's focused on the early years, but has expanded to include primary school classes, after-school care and a men's group.
Going fishing and eating magpie goose.
Jack Namanyuk has had his first experience cooking up magpie goose during the after-school program.
To learn how to do half of the culture and learning English and all that, yeah, it's just good.
Bininj mother Roxanne Naborbal was behind the push for primary school classes to be included at Children's Ground.
Young kids, young teenage kids, they fall off on that track. We pick them up and put them back on the track again. I'm still young, I'm still learning. Sometimes I struggle.
I've watched children cycle through child welfare, criminal justice for years. It's why we started Children's Ground. We said, how do we stop this? The system is failing the children, the system is failing the families. The families have no agency in it. There's very little that reflects their culture, life, identity and aspirations for their own children.
Kalis was one of many local Indigenous children lost in the mainstream education system.
It was hard for Kalis to be at school. He felt that he was lost without family.
Kalis is now excited by school and Roxanne is employed as the program's family engagement officer.
It's great, you know, they sit down, they listen and they respect. Because we got two teachers. One is Bininj and one is Balanda. So Balanda means non-Aboriginal and Bininj is Aboriginal.
Grandfather Abel is also involved. He's one of several artists who use the space for work and in return teach children new skills. It means children like Kalis can learn in both English and Gunwinku.
We don't speak English back at home. We don't speak Creole back at home. We speak our language and that's their first language.
What we have never done in the Northern Territory is accept that we have a First Nations population that do not speak English. So why do we continue to put people into schools which is based on a foreign culture and a foreign language and then wonder why they are not succeeding?
Children's Ground is offering a fresh approach and advocates say it could do much more than boost education.
This is going to take at least one generation of change and we're going to build the community control, we're going to build the community employment, we're going to build the access to high quality early supports and services, and I think we should really watch that space to see how that may play out nationally.
It's hoped the program could help reduce alarmingly high rates of Indigenous child removals and youth incarceration rates by supporting families and strengthening communities. Children's Ground is located on the Mirarr People's country. They decided to fund the program using royalties from the nearby Ranger uranium mine, but with the end of milling confirmed for 2020, this funding model's being reviewed.
Outside major capital expenditure, this is the biggest spend that the Mirarr have ever done on a single project.
But it's paying off. 70 Bininj staff are employed in the program and retention rates are about 70%.
That's pretty unprecedented around here. I think it's because people are offered a diversity in their work and a style of work that really fits with them.
I love this job. I love to work, like teaching all them Uru, like, yeah.
Look at that, yeah, push that in there.
John Dodd runs the men's group, which is aiming to turn boys into strong community men. He's preparing to take everyone on a 3-day camp near a Kakadu waterfall.
Kids learn from their parents, they learn from the people surrounding them. And if the younger men surrounding them are working hard, they're out bush, they're dancing, they're learning, they're all in that learning phase, these kids are going to follow, and that's what they do, they pick it up.
The first 2 years for Children's Ground haven't been easy, but the organisation says it's a 25-year plan that will follow this generation of children through to adulthood.
Aboriginal people bring their children up beautifully to have confidence in their environment. It's the greatest strength of Aboriginal culture. We want to grow that approach and just embed English numeracy and literacy upon that foundation, not to push that to one side and to ignore that it exists.
Elders involved in the program feel a sense of urgency for change, fearing what will happen when they're gone.
If they have no culture, they go somewhere else. Or we don't have culture from our family, they have to go do something, then start drinking, start smoking, then and walk away.
In the long run, no one will be there because they say, oh, let's just forget about this and let's go this way. You know, I hope not. Like I'm just saying, no, I hope not. I don't want I don't want to see that while I'm still good. I want this history go on for the kids.